scoot over.
That's okay.
Because you know we can't get any closer in here.
I look awful.
You look fine.
I'm gonna look better when you give me a butch.
Well, tell me when. I'll whack it.
I'm just afraid I have so smooth few hair.
Okay.
Is it
Ready,
on?
spaghetti?
I'm gonna be like Molly. Is it on?
Is it on?
Are we
Is it
recording?
on? Yes, we're recording. Hi, this is Shauna Marie of Shauna Marie Stitches, and this is my mother, Glenda, who finally is coming on.
Without a bag over her face.
Without a bag over
which
her
I
head.
really would love to have a bag on my face.
Is there anything you want to say to introduce yourself?
I'm Shauna's mom, naturally. She's the oldest of 5 children. I'm a widow. I'm half crazy.
Half blind, maybe.
It's going to
but
be
not half
very
crazy.
hard for me to do this because my language is not the language of modern day folk. My words mean something totally different from what you guys say anymore.
She's not politically correct.
That's right. But I'll try. So I hope I don't offend you all. That's one reason I don't really want to be on here, because I think I say things that might offend people.
No, I think you're generally just fine. She makes people laugh. She's 82.
Oh yeah, I'm 82.
And she wears these big dark glasses because light really bothers her eyes.
I have a thyroid disease and it affects my eyes. I look like Mr. Magoo and Ursula combined.
She looks like my mom. She does not look like Ursula. She has
Anyway.
Graves' disease, and so it causes eye problems. Anyway, and so we are here today together, and we're going to catch up. You should be very proud of us. It has not been a year. It has not been 6 months. It's only been 6 weeks.
Has it been 6 weeks?
It's been 6
Oh.
weeks. Yeah, it's been 6 weeks. And so I'm gonna backtrack a little bit because I found something the other day from my last video that I could not find. So a little bit of housekeeping. In the last video, I was trying to find the little pillows that my mom had stitched me for Christmas as part of my Christmas present. I thought I had packed them all the way, but in my effort to become a more organized craft person and not have piles of stuff, which you cannot see right here, but it's right over there.
She inherits that trait from me.
Yeah,
I'm a
we're
collector.
pack rats. It's because our brain, when you pick something up, you go, oh, you know what we could do with this? So anyway, so we have a lot of stuff. But anyway, my mom made for Christmas the Paulette Stewart 12 Days of Christmas pattern that's on her, I think it's on her blog.
Mm-hmm.
On her blog, she made these little pillows for me for my Christmas present, and I love them. And so I found them the other day. They were not packed in a Christmas box. They were, I actually had a box of things we're going to use for Flosstube, and I completely forgot. I started to get organized. Anyway, so here they are. So this is the first day of Christmas, and she used green and red, and I don't know what shades of green and red.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
And
just
gold.
something. And then she personalized them. This is the first day, and it has Miller family, and then it has my initials and my husband's initials on it. So that was day 1. The second day has my daughter's initials. The third day has my son's initials. I should have flipped on that other light because the window's got a lot of light, but on the other side it doesn't. The fourth day the 5th day of Christmas. This is my favorite. I think this is her favorite too. 6th day of Christmas. We love the goose. And so they've got, all of these have initials of my children on them. 7th day. 8th day, they have fun beaded edge. I don't know if you can see how sparkly it is. They're super sparkly though.
Did I do that on opalescent?
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, it's on opalescent.
Oh,
They're
is it?
sparkly.
Can't see them with my
Yeah,
glasses.
they're sparkly. 9th day of Christmas.
20 count probably.
Yep, 20 count Ada. Made little 3-inch pillows. 10th day. 11th day. And 12th day. I'm gonna flip on the light. Okay, so as I fling things onto the floor, like I said, we're gonna back up because we haven't seen you since April. And so in April, I had my book of days, which I love my book of days. Like I think I said this when I talked about it before, and you've seen everybody's book of days, but I love it. It's paper. It has cute little sayings. You can sticker it up. I use my markers, and I like that it kind of keeps me, it just kind of keeps me on track. And in the margins, I keep all of my little, you know, things I see on Flosstube that I think I have to own. And so I keep track of the days I stitch, and then if there's days I haven't stitched, it's because I can put in there like why I didn't stitch, or that I did stitch because, you know, we sat at the doctor's office for 2 hours or whatever. And then I also have my whip go in it, and so that helps me stay on track with that. So in April, we went to the Southern Utah, what's it called? Southern Utah, sorry, I want the whole correct name. Southern Utah Stitchers Retreat, because I keep calling it something else. So here's a little bag that we got from the stitching retreat, and inside it had some little goodies for us. And right now mine has all the little goodies I collected over the course of the day, but it had a sticker. I don't know if you can see. It says a stitch a day keeps the crazy away. So, but I haven't decided where to stick that, so that's in there. And then I have some of the little goodies that other people gave us. Oops, my patterns are falling over. One of the things that Misty Conley puts it on gave us is that she gave us a little light that you could use for stitching, and it runs on batteries or a USB. And I love that it just folds up so nice and tiny. So it goes in my bag really easily. And then some of the other little things that people left at our table were, Diane left us this little doodad to throw in your dryer to help reduce friction and static.
I thought it was to find your loose socks and pin them together.
I should. I'm always losing my socks. You'd think with 2 people in the house you wouldn't lose your socks, but I do. We got floss tags and a ring, which I haven't used yet. I'm trying to get them out of the little bag. So there's the little floss tags and the little ring.
Here, I'll put them away.
And then one of our friends, Kim, gave us a little needle minder. I don't know where it's going to focus better. So that was from Kim. Robin gave us this darling little strawberry that I have plans on putting on a bag. Ray, our friend Ray, gave us some little scissors, which mine are pink. Yay! Thank you, Ray. Hi, Ray. We need to stitch with Ray.
There's something else.
Oh. She lives not too far from us, and we should stitch more often. And then, and I don't know who gave me these. They were on my table when I came back one day, or not one day, you know, when I was up wandering around, and it had a little needle in it. Just a little cute bag. Has a needle threader in it, and some little clips, which I love my little clips. And then some of the fun things that we got while we were there. I have 2 of those. Do I have yours?
I don't know.
Oh.
Might.
I stole my mom's. And then while we were there. Some of the vendors were there, and so in my little bag I just have a bunch of these little tags that I'm going to use on my project bags. I bought a cute pair of scissors because it was pink and orange.
I got the same ones because we like the same things.
We do like the same things.
It's too bad we don't like opposite, because when I die, she'd have more stuff.
No, I just have 2 of everything. You know, 1 and a spare. And I got these cute little polka dotted scissors.
I got the same.
Of course. Yeah, and that was our little goodies, and I'm sure that I forgot other things. Oh, I know. I'll get to my egg in just a second. Yeah. And so I did get this little thing, pink and red, my favorite colors. And inside it has and I was so silly. I was very excited about this. Oh, I must have 2 because the one that I had.
She probably has mine also.
Okay, then this is my mom's accounting pin. I say the one that I had that I pulled out this morning was red. I don't know what I said. Set it down.
If it was in a green bag, it was probably mine. Because I can't find my bag like that.
Oh, well then that's it, sitting right there. Anyway, and the thing I was really excited about was, I know this is silly, it's a little box with a little sponge in it so that I can get it wet, so you can get your ends of your threads wet instead of licking them, which I tend to do. And I've always been going to make one of these, and I never have. And I got that, Becky Stevens and Cindy Barnett, gave us those. And here's Becky's card. I met Becky at Crazy Woman last fall. And she does quilting, and she has bags and zipper pulls and all the accoutrement that goes with that. And so that was from Becky. We had a good time at the retreat.
Yep, I loved it.
Did you like the people you sat with?
Oh, I couldn't stand them because they were... Oh, I had one favorite person, Wendy.
Wait, do I start with why we didn't like them? Why did you like them?
I loved them. I say I didn't like them because they're all my stitching group at home. I love them dearly.
Our Wasatch Whipsters.
I didn't.
You know, we pay
joking when I say
we pay money so that we can go sit and stitch with the same people that we stitch at home.
And then Wendy from
the Heart Needle Arts.
From the Heart Needle Arts. She sat next to me and put up with me, so I enjoyed that because I had just finished stitching. Oh, I didn't bring it up. Stitching one of her patterns.
Do you want to go get it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, couldn't find it.
We're back. We couldn't find it. And I did steal my mom's counting pin, because here's mine, because I do remember it was red. So her little green bag's right there.
Let's see yours.
It's just red.
Oh, it's pretty.
And a pink bag. Apparently Becky knows I like pink and red.
I knew
too.
that the bag was yours.
the pink and red bag. And so, and then the things that we gave out for our little present, I think I showed these last month when we were making them. This one, the little top isn't glued on, which is why I'm holding it. So just a little button. We did it out of orange chenille that I had dyed. We made some carrots, and I have some, because I made it to do pumpkins, because I'm going through this weird pumpkin thing. And so we made these little carrots, and then we put a little counting pin in them. And so that was our little gift. And then the other thing, let's see, in my little...
And those carrots are filled with emery filings that Shauna and I brought from Wisconsin, where I lived. And we thought we didn't have we thought 50 cents a pound wasn't enough, so we bought $10 worth. So we have
a little bit of emery. It'll probably have the rest of my life. The other thing that our friend Emily made us, these little pin cushions in a little tiny cup, which are adorable. And then one of our Wasatch Whipsters was the designer for the retreat, and that was Jenny Armstrong of Cricklewood Crossing, and she made us a lovely pattern, a lovely spring pattern, and here it is. Spring trio. It's got these bunnies, and I think if I'm gonna stitch it, I'm gonna stitch this little bunny right there in the center with the little daffodils. And if you're interested in any of her patterns, here's Cricklewood Crossings information. There's her Instagram and her email. So you can go over and find her. She's got some other really cute patterns too. And so we got that little pattern. And then we had, I thought there was a little, did I leave it in here? There was a little pattern with it. Oh, that I dropped on the floor. As I say, I thought I had it in my hand. Bloom. So we got those two little patterns, and they gave it to us with a little darling bag. And Kiara, Jenny's daughter, knows I like pink, and so she gave me a little pink bunny. So it was a little pink bunny, and inside the bunny had all of the floss and the needle. Had a little, oops, I'm dropping it. Little egg, like the little vintage eggs. And then it had this little needle minder. Let's see, I'm trying to see there if it's focusing. Yeah. So the little darling bunny needle minder. And the little egg that I can never get snapped. And then it had our floss. And then it had this little needle minder. Oh, that has chocolate in it. Forgot about the little chocolate bunny. Trying to get it out of the bag so that the bag won't reflect. And that was a cute little needle minder. So that was a fun little surprise, and she did a great job, and she had it made up into darling little, like a picture frame and a little standing. I'll have to put a picture in it. I'm pretty sure I have a picture. And then we just had a good time.
Yeah,
it was fun talking to everybody and meeting people. We met some people.
One of my favorite things to do.
Yep. We met people that live up here by us that I hadn't met before, some new stitchers, and so that was fun. And Misty always provides yummy food, and so we ate well and spent some money. They had some different people had some trunk shows up there. Jenny brought her bags, and so I got this one. This is just one of her little accoutrement bags. Has a little bee charm, bee fabric. I love the little bee fabric on the inside. And then there's the back. And last year at Crazy Woman, I had won one of the large, large project bags from Jenny. And I asked her if I could exchange it and I asked her this months ago. It's been sitting very neatly on my shelf over there so that nothing happened to it. If I could just exchange it for a smaller bag, because I didn't have really a spot for that bag to live. And so I exchanged it for one of her other bags. This one, this lovely Halloween bag. Polka dots on the back. Vinyl front. And one of my projects is currently living in there. I think I showed you guys that last month. And so, what else did we do at the retreat? Spent money. I was only going to buy floss when I was there. Can I have the inside of that chart? It's the only white thing around. Which I did do. Now, let's see, did I bring my floss back? Can you do me a giant favor? See that pile of floss up there on the shelf next to the button jar? Can you just bring that over? We're in a teeny tiny space. My space literally has
When
just
you
enough
see
room
this,
for one.
just know that I, on the other hand, only bought 2 skeins of floss.
They don't need to know I bought tons of floss. Although I bought tons of floss. I think I bought like 19 skeins. Of the Forbidden Fiber Company had their floss there. And so I bought some of that. So there's Scarecrow and Heartthrob, because I just love variegated floss. And she has some very, very pretty colors. And Beautiful Noise. And Scorpio. What am I going to do with them? I don't know. Look at them and stroke them and fondle them. Ladybug. This is the Way. That's green with some other colors in it. I'm going to set those ones down. Let's see, you've seen that one. Monkey Underpants. Saturnella, which is some blues and greens and purples all put together. Camera is not by any means doing them justice. This is the way, and it's got greens and purples in it. And what else have I not shown you? I showed you Scarecrow. Maybe I have shown you all.
Did you read?
Beautiful Noise. Yeah, I did Beautiful Noise. Monkey Underpants. Heartthrob. I can't remember if I did Heartthrob. Anyway, she has gorgeous colors. And so I bought some of those, and that was my plan, was to only buy floss because I have lots of fabric and I don't need any more fabric. Need and want, you know, two different things. And so I wasn't going to buy fabric, and I don't think I bought fabric. I didn't do so good on the not buying pattern end of things, but no, it's you blame Wendy.
Yes.
Yeah, blame Wendy.
And she doesn't twist your arm to buy
No,
them.
she didn't do anything. She just set up her little trunk show. It's a beautiful display. I will put pictures in. I'll put some pictures in right here because I do know I have a picture of her table, if nobody else's table. So here are the samplers that Wendy brought and set up on her table. The colors are lovely. And the designs, I haven't seen a lot of her, or hadn't seen a lot of her designs previous to the retreat, and I just fell in love with them. I love that they're little snippets of other samplers that she has, and that she has put them into all of these different charts so that we can stitch them. And seeing the designs up close and personal is so much, like, to me, that sells the pattern, is to see them stitched up, because pictures just don't do justice to the colors and the textures of the different samplers. And yeah, I could just get, oh, there's my favorite one, Catherine's little sampler, the one with the little red house. I bought that one. I just loved it. It was done on baked clay, but they're all gorgeous, 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 gorgeous samplers. Wendy did a great job and has fabulous eye for color. And so I fell in love with pretty much all of them. That one my mom stitched. Susan's little sampler, that's a part of a sampler that my mom stitched back in February, and I love this one. I just love it. I did not get this one, if I remember right. Oh, she was sold out, so maybe in the future I can get that pattern. But I enjoyed seeing all of the display up close and personal. So enjoy. And so I will put those in, and they were all so cute.
I was going to say, she has such beautiful patterns.
They were just
it's
gorgeous.
Hard to decide.
Very, very gorgeous. And so, and we couldn't buy until the next morning. Like, she had set everything up, and I was looking at her stuff, and I couldn't buy anything because, you know, we weren't supposed to buy anything till the next day to give everybody a fair chance. And the next morning I wandered in, and there weren't very many stitchers in the room because it was early. It was like 5 to 9, and at 9 o'clock the vendors could start selling their lovely stitchy project bags and all of their stuff. And so as I was just standing there waiting for it to be 9 o'clock, looking through the bin, Wendy had a bin of patterns that she had them like for a reduced price. And so I kind of went down a rabbit hole. So I got flower pot sampler, Victorian postcard, which I love because of course it's got some pink on it, and I like the pink buttons. Not that that has anything to do with her design, but her design is cute too. This is the Victorian postcard. Vintage lilies, needlework tools, and so it looks like it's got a little needle book. I haven't looked at all of it. A pin keep and a scissor pocket, so that'll be fun. Then I got the Quaker Autumn. Oops, I should have taken these out of their plastic. Sorry. Patriotic Quaker. You don't have to put them back in. I'll just make a stack of them and put them back in later. The Summer Quaker. This Welcome Spring Accessories, which those are fun. It's like a little pin roll and pin cushion. The Francis Carter Sampler. Wendy, you shouldn't have such cute stuff. So I love the verse on this because it says, lilacs are in bloom, beautiful as quaint old lace, fragrant as young love. Francis Carter. So that one's fun. And then the Christmas Quaker. And I have one more, but it's in one of my project bags over here. So I'll show you because I came home and immediately started it. And then immediately had to frog some of it out because I read the chart wrong.
Is this one?
Oh, yep. This is one too. Fairy Garden, which I also came home and stitched up this. And so did my mother.
And here's mine.
So here is my mom's. Hers is darling and dainty and lovely. Here, I've got this other paper.
I'm not darling and dainty or lovely.
She did it 1/1 on 25 count.
Lugana.
Is it a fortnight fabric? Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Do you remember what color?
They didn't have colors.
Fortnight fabric. It says, believe in the fairies who make dreams come true. And she picked out colors from one of the other things that she's working on right now and stitched that. I stitched mine also. I did the same pattern. Mine is not tiny, nor delicate, nor dainty. Because after I got done stitching, I just didn't think. So first I dyed some fabric, this color, which it's very limey green. And it's sparkly. And then I forgot to do it 1/1. So I did it 1/2. I mean, it's not that it's not pretty. It's just not tiny like I had originally envisioned. But by the time I realized it, there was no way I was going back. And so there's mine. So mine's going to be substantially larger than my mom's. That'll be the front, and then that'll be the back. And then I dyed a piece of wool. Yeah, it's very fun. I'm doing it for a present, so I'm hoping to get that together. And so yeah, that was all of the from the Heart Needle Arts patterns. Sorry, I was gonna grab this. Sorry. Ugh. From the Heart Needle Art, Wendy Petros. Here's her information.
And she's going to be the designer at the Crazy Woman Retreat in
Yes.
September?
Yep.
October?
September. She's going to be the Crazy Woman guest designer at the Crazy Woman Retreat in Casper, Wyoming on September 13th or 15th. You'll have to check.
And it'll be a great time if
It'll
you're going.
be a great time, and we're not going. We're going to stay home and be homebodies this year. We've got some other stuff going on, so we're just going to stay home. One of the other patterns that I got, I guess we're going to move into some haul right now. Jenny was the designer, Jenny Armstrong of Cricklewood Crossing, and I bought one for other patterns, Love Grows, which I thought was very fun. I'm going to stitch it and put in this little area. I'm going to put all my little, like that kind of stuff in here. Like I said, I wasn't going to buy any patterns. So other than that, I didn't do too bad, except for I saw that Cindy from...
I don't know the name of your store.
Stitchery Express up in Clearfield, Utah. She had this bead pack for the Snow Queen. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, Snow Queen by Nora Corbett. And when I saw that she had the bead pack for it, then I looked for the chart because I want that chart also. And so I bought the chart and the bead pack because sometime after I get Sleeping Princess done, because I refuse to do more than one Mirabilia at a time. Then I will stitch this up for my granddaughter Ella, because it reminds me of her. So I did get that. I also bought floss. I bought the LHN Nashville floss set, which has the Fields of Green, Priscilla's Peppermint, Cottage Daisy, and Storm Lake Sunrise by Classic Colorworks. And so my mom and I each got one of those. And that was all my purchases. Everything else that I got was stuff that was on the like trade table. And I got these little beads, and this little package had some treasure braid in it, and it had a silver and a gold, and I'm using the silver in one of my other projects right now. And then I picked up a couple little charts for 4th of July that I'll show you, like what's on my immediate radar. What's on your immediate radar?
My immediate radar?
Yeah. Nothing. Everything.
I bought this Primrose Cottage Town. I'm going to stitch that.
Primrose Cottage, the Star Spangled Street. Let's see. There you go. That's what that looks like. I love their patterns because
they're big.
They are. I was just going to show you a corner. They're big.
They're easy for me to stitch.
So,
and then I've been stitching on I can't remember the
Shannon Christine.
I've been doing Shannon Christine's
the fairy
garden.
Sorry, I was looking to see it and I didn't bring my iPad in, or I would show you a picture of it.
It's a PDF, so I don't have a.
And so she's been working on that. I'll put a picture in.
There's one on the back too.
So yep, and so it is on sparkly blue
22.
Ada 20 count that we dyed. So it's the opalescent, and that's the fairy castle.
Mm-hmm.
So she's working on that one. And then here is the other one.
I still have to put the beads on it.
Yep, the beads, and it looks like the white windows maybe. Does it have white windows? What are these openings?
They're windows, and they have gold Kreinik going down them.
Oh, so they'll be sparkly.
Yes.
You know,
not filled
sparkly.
in, but like window panes.
They'll be gold sparkly, like my glasses, my blingy glasses. Yeah, so they still need the beads and the Kreinik to be more sparkly because we're like magpies and we love sparkle. And so that's what my mom's been working on.
And the other thing I don't remember the designer of these.
This is Sugar Stitches on Etsy, and I will put the name of her shop below here. I saw these and I went downstairs because remember I made those tiered trays with all the my mom's fun little pillows in them. And I went down one day and was like, Mom, look at these. Don't you think these would be so cute in the tiered tray? And so we took some cream Ada that we had and we dyed it and made it this funky like gray brown color. And it's 16 count. And then look at these. She's got them all stitched up. They're
Nice.
so cute. I can't remember how many there are. 10?
I have 2 more to do and you have 1.
Right. So then there's the pumpkin farm. The candy shop.
As you can see, I never do anything that's very large because I'll probably die before I get it done.
She's only been telling me that since I was 32. And I'm now, I'll be 59 this year. The boutique. I just love the colors in them. I love the greens and the orange. And then the Spells and Potion shop. Sorry. She's still working on the border on that one. And so there's a couple more. That's 5 of them. And so that's what she's been working on, and I love them. They're going to make such cute.
And I keep them in this portfolio that I made from Tiger Lily Designs pattern.
So this is one of the portfolios that my mom's made. She's made quite a few actually at this point. Every time, I saw her every day when I come up, she's like, I changed the design. Because some have pockets and some have other things going on inside. So here's the inside. It's got a zipper vinyl pocket over here with a needle book in it. Here's the fun I don't know if you can see it. There's a lot of glare. Fun fabric. And then on this side, this is where she hangs her flosses. It has a pocket here. And then it has a thread bed here and another pocket back here where she's got all of her
under here.
her threads, and then you can have a pocket for your chart on this side. So isn't that fun? I love the fabric. It looks like old postcards. Very fun. And I love the polka dotted binding. That which she says don't ever look at her binding, but her binding looks fine.
I'm practicing putting binding on with the sewing machine. I'm not real good at it, but I'll get better.
I think she does a great job. I'm working on a portfolio for my friend, and this is as far as it's gotten. It's Hello Kitty because she likes Hello Kitty fabric. So all I've done is quilt that on, and then there's the inside. Ta-da! Maybe I will get it done before her birthday. Huge, huge maybe. So let's see, other things. Oh, before I go on to my whips. No, sorry, I'm looking around to see. Oh, I did have them. So in January, I stitched the Erica Michaels Be Like a Crow.
Oh, yeah.
For my mom's birthday.
You
and
showed
it's
that.
all, yep, I showed it. It's all beige and brown. And my Whipco for January was, one of them was Judge Knot, Paulette Stewart's Judge Knot. But when I went back to it to finish it, I just couldn't stitch one more brown or beige thing. So I didn't. I changed all my sheep to colors, and I fully finished it. That's right back here. Ta-da! So I have spring sheep instead of prim sheep because I used Island Breeze and hibiscus and punchberry and daffodil and something else. Hibiscus. No, maybe that was it. River Rock, I think, was the gray. So I got it all framed up, laced it and framed it, and now it's ready to go on the wall. That actually needs a hanger now that I'm looking at it. I don't have a little hanger. But so that got fully finished. And then the other thing that I fully finished, and this was part of my stitching. Sorry, my arm is unhappy. I had finished my Jack's Urn by Kathy Barrick. And then over the last couple of weeks, I picked out the date. It had October 31st up here, and Eliza Ames as the name. And I picked it out and found an alphabet online and stitched in my grandfather's birth date and his name. So I personalized that. And then it's stitching on last Wednesday. I laced it up. There's the back. It's all laced up. Yeah. So that's ready to go on the wall too. All done. Kathy Barrick's Jack's Urn. 32 count smoky white, if I remember right. DMC's Orange Marmalade by Gentle Arts, and I think this is galvanized tin. I think last time I said it was wood trail or wood smoke, but I'm pretty sure it's galvanized tin. So those were the couple things that I got finished up, fully finished. Threads everywhere. So my Whipco this month is my Jim Shore Snowmen. And I finished one of these back in January. Sorry, I'm sticking that back in my little bag. I finished this one in January. I don't know if you can see his cute little sparkly beads. He's so fun. I love his sparkly beads. I love his sparkly beads. His little carrot nose. Anyway, when I got done, I had enough of the beads left. I got plenty of beads. And floss. Like some of my flosses are almost gone, you know, like that. But I have more of that color in my, in my stash. And I have lots of some of the other ones. Anyway, I had enough beads and floss that I thought I could just turn the paper around that they give you with the kit And so that's what I've been working on, is making another one of those little snowmen. I think I have 8 of these, so this will kind of be an ongoing project. And so it just goes in my little bag. It's actually a Vanna Pfeiffer bag that I pulled off of her blog or website. It's got a long hair, which apparently is a remnant of days gone by since I whacked all mine off. Anyway, I just shrunk the pattern by half, and it just makes a little bag, and I can throw it in my tote bag and take it with me when I am out, which isn't very much anymore.
No.
Just the doctor appointments. I seem to do a lot of that lately. The other thing that I have been working on is this that I started when we got back from southern Utah. It is Catherine's Little Sampler by From the Hearts Needle Arts, Wendy. Again, there's her information. Anyway, when I saw the sample, like the little sampler of this, I'll put a picture in here because that I do know I have a picture of. I just love that little tiny house with the red roof because it's so cute. And it has all those like little colored letters. And so then I used a piece of fabric that I had pulled off of the giveaway table. It's all crunkly. It's in my hoop. Sorry. Anyway, on one side of it, it had this, I think this little bunny. It's a little bunny and a carrot. And at first I was going to pick it out, and then I thought, I think that sampler's tiny enough that I can just stick it on the other end, and then I'll chop off the other piece. So there it is. Wendy had done her sample on baked clay, and this is, I think this is kind of a close color. It works. So I've got the letters in. I've had to stitch this branch twice because when I first started it, being tired and who knows what, I stitched it all in green, so I had to go back and stitch it in brown. So that's my progress on that. Catherine's Little Sampler, and it is also in just a little bag that we made, another little half-size bag. Perfect little project bag to take with. So I've been working on that. Then that was my, trying to think what my other whipco was.
I don't know.
Oh, I know what my other whipco was. And it's like, why did I bring this pumpkin bag? So this is my Halloween bag, my October bag. And Kiara gave me this cute little Dumbo, I don't know if you can see it's Dumbo, but it's a Dumbo pumpkin. Anyway, it's very darling. Needle minder, and I have it on the front of my bag. And my other whipco, and I have not started it, it's the middle of the month, I dyed a piece of fabric for it. So it's this kind of green 28 count. And my other whipco is this. And the only reason I haven't started it is because I already have 22 projects started. So I hate to start another project. Even though I finished some projects, I keep starting other things. So I hate to start another one. But this is my whipco for this month. Is the Ghoul Friends by Teresa Kogut. And I just love it. Like ever since last fall, I have just had like pumpkin head people on the brain. I just think those little ghouls are, those little ghoul friends are so fun. Wouldn't they be fun, like three-dimensional little pillows? Or not pillows, little stand-ups. Little baby dolls. So I don't know if I'm going to start it. I hate to say I want to start it, but I mean, that project lives in a bag that already has projects, other projects that are not finished. So maybe after I finish a couple of those. Yeah, because I have a lot of Teresa Koguts in here. See, this is just my Halloween bag. I got these last year at Stitch West. So yeah, so even though Ghoul Friends is on my whipco board, I might just work on one of my other things that needs to be worked on instead. So that's my whipco that I'm not working on because I'm going to do something else. But what I have been working on, oh, I actually put the chart in here. I decided that along with my whip go each month and my stitch alongs that I would just pick a piece to work on because I want to get some of my projects done. And the one I picked to work on was my Whipco in March. So I just kept going on it, and it is my Unicorn Tapestry by Tiny Modernista that my mom says does not look at all like me. But I like the unicorns. I don't know why. I just excuse me. I just liked it when I saw it, which is kind of funny because, again, for someone who doesn't like orange, it's got a lot of orange in it. But I swapped out my orange colors in the pattern for, like, I changed them into reds. So I'm actually gonna, we can hold that for a sec. So I've been working on that. It's on 20, 30 something. 28 count. 28 count Zweigert, except for it's not Mediterranean Sea. This is Riviera. Now that I say it's Zweigert, it might not even be that. It might be Weeks. And you're gonna just have to forgive all the threads because I'm not taking it out of the Q-snap. It'll be easier. Anyway, I had originally started, and I changed all of these really orangey colors and deepened them up. So the darkest orange on this flag, I moved down to the end where the yellow was, and then I just used 2 other shades of red up in here and made it redder. And so last month I had worked on this during my whip go and gotten this portion done here, and this was already done. I'd already changed the color of the mane of the unicorn, but I got that, I didn't bring it.
Yes, you did. You showed it.
Yeah, but I don't have the silver. I don't know what I did with the silver. It might be upstairs. It doesn't matter. You're awfully quiet.
I haven't done anything.
But usually you have comments.
I told you I don't want to offend anybody.
You're not going to offend anybody. You're not going to offend anybody. Anyway, I used one of the Rainbow Gallery braids that was metallic off of the table, and at first I finished the horn on the unicorn with it. I'm covering up the other one, so there's the little unicorn horn, and it was sparkly, and I decided I liked it. So when I did the other, because I've been working on this, and so I did the other unicorn, I decided that it needs to be silver. So I did a silver mane and silver hoofs and a silver tail. I don't know if you can see how sparkly they are, but it's so pretty, and so I'm just going to pick out this red. Yeah.
Maybe you should just leave it red. And
We'll have one red one and
red,
one silver.
One silver.
I don't know, right now it kind of looks like a ghost unicorn because he has no eye. No eye, no nostril. So I'm going to work on this, getting this part done, and then up in here. And there's actually quite a bit left to do. Sorry. I still have the whole top part from here up to do. But for my mania, that's what I decided to do, was just to pick one thing and work on it. So this is my monogamous May mania piece. I think I can get it all done in May.
Depends on how many other projects you
Keep starting.
start. Depends on how many rabbit holes we see, like the little
Everything.
amigurumi witch.
Oh my gosh, she was so cute.
The
I saw this little tiny crocheted girl doll, tiny, like 4 inches. Amigurumi. Don't ask me. I just know she's adorable.
Shauna's niece crochets lots of those types of characters, so we're trying to see if we can
I think she should stitch one for me.
crochet
Because
one.
wouldn't that little, because there's a little Frank and there's like a little witch, and wouldn't they be cute in the tiered tray with the little tiny pillow
She has all
houses?
kinds of ideas.
Oh yeah, tons of ideas. I mean, if you're not going to decorate anything except for the little tiered tray, then you might as well like go all out on the tiered tray.
And I was never going to have a tiered tray. I mean, my apartment downstairs is small, which is all right because that's all I need, because I love small. but I was never going to have a tiered tray until Shauna started doing hers. And then in the early winter, I bought our youngest daughter a tiered tray because she was coming out to visit, and she doesn't decorate very much. But so I had it sitting on my treadle sewing machine for 2 or 3 months, and the longer I had it, the more I decided I liked it. So last week when we went to Hobby Lobby, they had them on sale, so I had to buy one.
So now we have a white one and a black one.
I did get a different color so that when I'm gone, she will have a choice.
Anyway, so we're going to be making, and I could quit sewing on all of my big projects and sew nothing but smalls just so I could have cute tier trays. I know that sounds absolutely ridiculous, but
I love stitching smalls.
it's just so fun. I mean, I don't know if you can see it. It's right back there behind my mom.
What?
It's the March one is sitting right behind you on the shelf. When we get, no, it's over on this. It's fine. But I'm just saying.
Oh, right
yeah.
here.
And I'm thinking about when the March one gets, or when we get done, instead of packing up these little pillows, I'm just going to put all the Christmas pillows in there because I like to look at them. They just make me happy.
Don't you love that goose?
I do love that
That's
goose.
DMC something.
It's one of the variegated.
It's one of the variegated ones. And I said to Shauna, oh, I could stitch all kinds of things with that color of DMC.
That was a very fun color.
It's pretty.
So yeah, so that's my I can't even say it, monogamous May project. My goal is to get unicorn tapestry done in May. That gives me 2 more weeks. It's gonna be pretty tight because I stitched all the unicorn. I stitched the body Friday, and that was 3 or 4 hours, and then Sunday, Mother's Day. I sat on my bed and did nothing all day but stitch. I stitched from the time I got up until 10 o'clock that night. And other than stopping to eat some dinner with Tim, that was it. He just kind of left me to my own devices. He'd come visit me once in a while, but for the most part.
And I didn't bother either one of them.
I just sat on the bed and stitched all day and watched Flosstube and caught up on everybody. I've been binge watching Running with Scissors, Jane and Julie. Oh, I love them. I love them a lot.
When my husband passed away, after a year of being in the home where we were, I moved in. I have 4 daughters and a son, and my son lives in Minnesota, and they invited me to come live with them. They have a mother-in-law
A big
apartment.
mother-in-law apartment.
And so I went, and I was lonesome. And so I one day I called Sean. I said, I found the greatest thing. It's called Grocery Girls. And it was a knit. It's the Grocery Girls are knitters. And so I said, you should watch them. You'd really love them. And so I started watching them. And then Flosstube kept popping up. And I thought, who would ever watch anything with Flosstube? And I'm a great maker, so I've done every kind of maker thing known to man practically. And the first Flosstube I watched was Brenda the Maniac's Handwork Maniac.
Handwork Maniac.
Oh, I loved her. And from then on, I was hooked. I still watch Grocery Girls, but I love Flosstube, and I've watched every Flosstube person there is practically, because what else do you do at 82? You don't do much.
Yep. So we have our favorites that we like to watch.
Now I love Molly on Linen and Threads.
I do. I like Molly too. I like them a lot. Who else have I been binge watching lately? Oh, I started watching Sable Stitchers because I'd watched a couple of theirs, but I hadn't watched a lot, and so I've been back, watching the backlog.
Anyway, the Flosstube community has greatly filled a big hole in my life. So I've been grateful for that.
And it's fun to listen to people who talk the same language. I think
Yes.
that's why I like retreats, is because it's so fun to hang out with people that they speak my language and don't look at me strange when I say, have you seen that Brenda Gervais pattern?
Or be like Blythe. Our youngest daughter is way athletic. She loves hiking, motorcycling, all kinds of those types of things. And when I'll say, oh, look at this beautiful goose I just stitched. Oh, yeah, that's nice.
But now I get it. I mean, it's not that, like, it's not like you don't understand it. But when she was out here, she gets as excited about hiking trails. Like she's just like, oh my gosh. She says you could hike on a different, you could hike a different hike every single day of the year and not do the same one twice, just because of the area that we live in. And so as she's talking about the trails and all, you could go do this, you could go see this, it's like she gets as excited about that as we get excited about
and
making
she
things.
still lives in Wisconsin, so she has long winters.
Yeah.
With snow up, snow up to your door handles. And so when she was out here, she says, I would be hiking every single day of the year.
Yeah. She hiked the Y while she was out here, and it was still snowy. Like, they had snow up to their knees, but she and her daughter did it. Anyway, one of the other things I've stitched on in the last few weeks, which is, I have to show you because it's one of my favorite bags. I love all my bags. But my mom made me this Wonder Woman bag with red, white, and blue.
And I didn't know about portfolios when I was making these bags for Shauna. And when I saw the portfolios, I liked them because it's hard for me to see things down here where I can open up this and everything's just there. So I really like portfolios.
I like them both because what I like about my bag, which I guess you could put it in the portfolio
You
too,
can.
is I have a little glasses case that I usually put my marker and my glasses in. I can hook my scissors on, and you can't see it, but there's a pocket in here too.
Yeah, and I'm going to put a glass case in the new ones I make for us. And I've made for the thread bed, where this
Let me
is.
hold it up. Here, let me hold it out, and then you can point to it.
I've made, in the other ones I've made this one also into a pocket because I find I like having a pocket down here and the thread bed. So they're fun. They're easier for me to see.
But these are what I have, and they're out of fabric that I love because it's all about the fabric.
And we don't have any fabric.
No, none whatsoever. No fabric.
I came with about 50 boxes of fabric that's 50 years old. So.
My son-in-law wanted to know if my mom owned a fabric store at one point. As he hauled all the boxes
So all
in.
my fabric that you'll see me use is what people term vintage.
It's vintage. It's vintage fabric. So the other thing I've been working on to jump subjects back to what I'm working on is at the Southern Utah Stitch Retreat. I didn't buy it. I stitched off of Robin's Primrose Cottage All-American. And so then I had to come home and buy it so that I could finish what I started, because what I want to do is, instead of stitching it as a large piece, I want to make this red, white, and blue a pillow. I want to make Freedom USA a pillow. I want to do 4th of July as a pillow, the little city over here, Home of the Brave, and then Stars and Stripes, and do them as little pillows for my tiered tray, because that's what it's all about now. Life is all about the tiered tray and making the 9 million pillows. So while I was at the Stitch Retreat, I got this much done. I had the red, actually I bought the red. The red is Candy Apple, the blue is Americana, and that's as far as I got, which was good because this was literally this one little bit of white, and there was all the white I had with me. Why, I don't know, because that's a pretty standard color. But so I borrowed Robin's.
And nobody there had white, so she couldn't borrow it.
That's fine, because I didn't get done with
I'm just saying.
the red and the blue. In fact, I think I just got the red parts done, and I came home and stitched the blue the following week. And so I'm hoping to get those done before July. We'll see. Because it's not like I don't have a few things on my agenda of, oh, you know what I think we should do? Because now my plan is, and this is before July, so really I need to quit stitching on July and stitch on other things, because I think my tiered tray for June should be bees. Doesn't that sound like a good idea? Bees, beehives, bee sayings, bee stuff. The other thing I'm stitching on, this should be my last thing, is I'm trying to keep up. I started late and I'm not keeping up very well. I try to stitch on it a little bit every couple days, is my Jacob sampler, Modern Folk Embroidery Reaching Skyward sampler this year. And when I saw this, I just love this. I think I've said it like 100 times. I just love this pattern. I don't know why, but when I saw this with its little deer and these little motifs out here in the side, it made me think of snowflakes. And so all I could see was this in like all sparkly and blues and whites. But then the other part of my brain, and this is what all my little notes are around here on the sides, because I also could see this with the little deer and put one, because he came out, I don't know if I have the other chart. You can go look at his site. Sorry, his pattern's like 9 billion pages long. But in addition to the chart, he came out with alternative trees to go in the centers, the center of the pattern. Do I have it? Nope, I don't. I thought I'd printed it off.
You did have it.
I thought I had all 4 of them, but I don't. But anyway, in the center portion, right here, he designed 4 different trees that you could put in it. And so for some reason, like I said, when I saw this, I was just completely enamored with it, with the little quote down here and then this. And so I could see this in blue and white for winter. I could see it done in variegated fall colors. I have some beautiful, beautiful fall colors from Night Stalker, so I could see it done in that. And then I saw this, because this is like the variation, one of the variations you could do. It has swans instead, with little birds and different motifs in here in a different tree. Wouldn't that be fun for summer and spring? Done in other like pale, you know, it could just be gorgeous. I hate to think I'm gonna stitch this 3 times. Let's just start with once. We'll see if I get it done 1 time, let alone 3 times. Anyway, so I have been working on that. I've spent a lot of time with this back and forth in my purse because I can fold it up little. I'm doing it in 3808 and 9597. So those are the 2 colors I chose, and I'm doing it on a piece of 20 count opalescent that I dyed. So it's sparkly, and then here's my progress. So I've got quite a bit done from the last time you saw it. The border's done. I got these little motifs done in the center, and then I've been doing the lines to the bottom border just because I can straight stitch at the doctor's office.
I'm not the one going to the doctor all the time.
No,
just so
she's
you know.
not. My husband is getting ready to have surgery again. Nothing horrific, just foot surgery.
Life.
Yeah, it's just life at our house. Anyway, and so, I mean, I can definitely, you know, I can stitch lines because all the border lines here, all the border lines are doubled. So that's just a lot of stitching right there in and of itself. So just doing the border lines.
It's really going to be pretty.
Yeah. And I know, I don't remember if I told you. In fact, they're on the table. I saw them the other day. But in between all these little motifs, because you know there's nothing like complicating things. Don't you think it would be cute if in these little tiny motifs here, where these little holes are, or these little tiny, because they remind me of snowflakes. I think it needs little white beads.
Oh. That's all right. I'm putting beads on the Halloween gown, so.
So yeah. So it doesn't have enough sparkle on it already, so we thought we will throw some beads in there, a little bit of white accent. So yeah, that's the craziness that goes on in my head. Unfortunately, I can't do something productive like solve world hunger or how to have plastic disintegrate instead of being my landfills, but I can come up with 9 ways to stitch that pattern. So that's everything that we've been working on pretty much. I can't think of anything else.
What are all those patterns? You just got them
These
together?
patterns were, this is my list of things for you to stitch.
Oh.
No, it's not. They were some of the things that either I have or that I got off of the little freebie table.
They're 4th
of July. So it's Little House Needleworks All Glory. See, it's a little tiny pillow. You could stitch that one. Here, should I just hand these to you? You can make them. You can add them to your stash. This is Betsy Ross. I think this one came from my stash. This is Martha Washington.
I'm not doing that one. It's got a big white
It
house.
does have a big white house.
I don't like white.
She doesn't like big white houses.
I don't like white, period.
This one I got off the giveaway table. It's Life, Liberty, and Happiness by Mani Didana. Is that how you say that?
I don't know.
I don't know if you can see it. With lots of words. Then I have
I love
Lizzie
that one.
Kate, Lady
You should
Liberty.
do that one.
I know. I have Lizzie Kate. I have her, and I have him, Uncle Sam. And I would love to get both of them done. Yeah, in my free time. And so these are the things that are like on my radar. Scarlet House, Needfuls. I got this one off of an Etsy site, Plum Pudding Needle Art, because she had her patterns on sale. That's how I like to buy them when they're on sale. Other things for 4th of July. You can add that to your stitchy stack. Freedom. Yeah, then just the rest of it is just things that I would like to stitch. The Teresa Kogert this month had a bunch of 4th of July things. There's no way I could get all these stitched by 4th of July, but here's her ornament. Darling little bird.
Let's see.
He's so fun. I love his little 4 hairs sticking out of his head.
About like mine.
See? I know now we both have 4 hairs sticking out of our head because I whacked all my hair off. It's no longer down to the middle of my back. It's just short. Then Old Glory. Patriotic Tweet. I love the bird. The flag, the bowl. Yeah, I love 4th of July stuff. Independence Day stuff.
That's because her husband's an ex-Marine.
Yeah. Or in his world, because he says there is no X, there's only Marine.
Oh yeah, a Marine. That's right.
And then Allegiance. And I love all of those. There isn't one of them that I don't like. So I would like to stitch those. Those are on my immediate radar. I also, and this, I've had this for a while. This is from Willow Hill Samplings, my family tree. I just loved it when I saw it. I love the tree and I love the little people underneath. And it has the mom and the dad, and it has 2 girls and a boy, and then some animals and flowers. And I would make more boys and more girls because I have 6, 3 of each. And I already have my fabric picked out. I have my threads, so I could start that, but I'm trying not to start things.
She has to finish something.
That's why it's still not being. Then I also thought about doing this because I've been watching Stephanie stitch Consider the Lilies. I have both of those, and so I thought about starting that. And then I also got, this is from Golden She-Wolf Designs. And she has a bunch of quilt designs that are all done in red, white, and blue. And they were on sale. You know, I can do a couple dollar pattern. So
How I tell what I'm going to stitch is I feel how many pages are in it. If there's more than 1 page, it's not in my cup of tea.
it's not in my cup of tea. And then the only other thing in my bag is Tiger Lilies pattern, because that is with my project over there, my project bag that I'm making. And I just have this weird little thing, just because I was framing things. So I have a bunch of frames that I bought at the
DI.
Yeah, DI. I couldn't think, Goodwill, thrift store. And so what I did when I bought them is I measured the inside of the frame, this measurement, and wrote it on a little sticky note, and this had a piece of glass in it, and stuck it to it so that when I stitched something, I knew that, I'm not going to pull anything down, that, you know, that it would fit inside that design. And since I have this measurement, I will actually stitch something, pick a fabric for whatever the thing is that I'm stitching, so that the piece will fit inside this frame, which I have one laying here for this frame. And we'll get it laced up for next month.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's going to be pretty.
Yeah, it'll be fun. So yeah. Anyway, that's kind of a odd little tip that you might just want to keep like the dimensions, the inside dimensions of your frame.
Then you don't have to learn how to cut down a frame and put it back
then you
together.
then you just have to pick fabric to stitch your project so that it fits in the frame.
That's what I do.
It's worked. It worked for the wherever Jack's are in. Like I had that.
Tiny Town too. That's over there on the counter.
Oh yeah, back on the counter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had the frame, and I knew that I would like to see this in the frame, and so that's how I picked my fabric. That's that craziness. So yeah.
And we don't want to learn one more thing of cutting frames down.
Although I do have a big frame to cut down because I need a frame for this that I still haven't framed, and it's been like 2 or 3 years. I did this for my niece. It's all white work. And I can't, like all the frames I can find that are this skinny are too short. So I bought a
Big
huge frame from the thrift store to cut down for that, and just
Stay
haven't got to it.
tuned
Yeah.
to see if we learn how to do that.
Yeah,
Although Contented Stitcher and a couple people have.
I say they do, and they make it look so easy.
Yeah. They can count. I
We'll
can't
see.
count.
We'll see. Maybe after Tim gets, I don't know if I want to involve him in that.
Yeah. Although he's good at
I
measuring.
say one more cook in the mix might not be a good thing. Anyway, that's all we have to share with you for this month. We'll try to see you back at the end of May. We'll try 2 weeks. We'll see how that goes. Just because we were late with the April. So.
And we know you're waiting to see us.
I don't know about that. Probably the only people who watch are my grandkids. No. I know a couple people do watch, and I appreciate it. We love it when you stop by and visit with us. I love reading the comments, and we'll respond to you. If you like what you see or think that you can put up with our craziness and chatter, then feel free to subscribe and click the button. Yeah, and we'll see you back in a couple weeks, end of May. We'll see if we
stitching.
finish the unicorn tapestry by then.
Have
So,
fun stitching.
Yep, happy stitching. Bye.
Bye.